And this is a mystery box.
Or the mystery box.
What's in the box?
Mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
Okay, everyone, we're back again. This will be the last video of box 3. This is the old man's collection. These are the comic books that my dad collected throughout his life, and my sister Martha packed them all up, shipped them from Minnesota to Seattle. So we've been going through them on YouTube. Box 3 has been an interesting box. In the first couple of videos, we saw a lot of interesting old stuff, some interesting new stuff. And then in the last video, we saw virtually nothing of interest. So hopefully this one will be a little bit better. It might be a little bit longer than the others just because there is a larger stack of stuff left, but we'll get through it. So with that, grabbing the first stack, and we're starting with a storyline that I remember being really rad as a kid, and now I look back and think it's just stupid. This is the Punisher, but he dies, and some angels give him special powers, but maybe they aren't angels. Really rough run. Amazing Spider-Man 368. The Invasion of the Spider Slayers. Ooh, some of that indie sleaze. The The Wheel of Time New Spring. One of my favorite fantasy series. They did a few different comic book runs. I don't remember that one from Red Eagle. Uncanny X-Men. Oh, here we go. This is cool. The old double-sized Uncanny X-Men versus the Brood. I think we've talked about this run a little bit. One of my favorite X-Men runs. And in pretty good shape for a comic book not in a bag. Baldur 2, really dinged up on the bottom here. It looks like this got dropped into the box. And then, I'm trying to get it to focus here. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Looks like it got dropped into the box and slid down a little bit, and then something else got dropped onto it. This isn't a big deal, though, because this comic book isn't worth anything. So we can put something else on it and flatten it out. Jack of Hearts. A What If. That looks like it's all jokes. The Watcher saying, "Stop. Don't buy this issue. If only I could violate my sacred trust and again meddle in human affairs, I would save you from this. The Marvel Universe has gone crazy, and the alternate realities will never be the same." This is like a joke issue. That's fun. Okay, this is a key issue, but only technically. Annual Spider-Man number 22. This is the first appearance of Speedball, who's kind of a zany, weird character. Speedball helped start the Marvel Civil War with the New Warriors. Trying to create a TV show. So not worth much, but kind of interesting. Gen X, Nightmare, Brian Michael Bendis Daredevil. Great run. Wolverine with a guy stabbing him. Cool old Hulk annual. I love that cover. Oh, another technically key issue. Spider-Man 1. The regular Spider-Man series. This is Todd McFarlane. There are about 4 or 5 different variations of this cover. But Torment, part 1 of 5. That's cool to see. Web of Spider-Man Annual number 1. Super discolored. That's kind of a bummer. Thor 359. Wolverine and the Punisher. I think some of these are mine. Some of these are mine from my kid collection. Green Lantern 152 isn't. I wish you could I don't know if you can see how like grungy this bag is. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of there because yeah, the comic itself is in great shape. Look at that bag. My parents are smokers. It's a bad habit. I know my dad is watching these videos. It's a bad habit. He's not a smoker anymore. He quit. My mom still smokes. It's a bad habit. X-Men and Generation X. So that's cool. Starting off, I think, pretty strong with some good Spider-Man issues. That's fun. Let's see what else we can find. Fantastic Four. Garth Ennis Punisher. Great run. Marvel Knights was all about, like, more hardcore titles. Grungy, gritty, dark. Revelation looks like a very Japanese-inspired art style there. Oh, and here's Snikt. That is specifically what Snikt is. Very manga-inspired, and they brought in Tsutomu Nihei. Nihei? Don't know. But this is very heavily manga-influenced Wolverine. Amazing Spider-Man 493. More Brian Michael Bendis Daredevil. Ooh, Wolverine 1. This is the mid-2000s run, I think. Not really worth anything, but I think I have a copy of this floating around somewhere that's signed by Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka is one of my favorite writers. So, yeah. Take that for what it is. Canny X-Men Annual. Some more Generation X. I almost want to go back and revisit this, but I know it's not going to stand up to what I remember as a kid. Marvel Fanfare. I remember this cover. Oh, cool. Check it out. More Uncanny X-Men with the Brood. I think this is the second copy of 163 we've pulled out of this collection. Here's one of those 90s Doctor Strange covers with that holographic treatment. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Oh, neat! Another Spider-Man key issue. Annual number 21. This is the wedding of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. While I organize these, I'll tell you, I mentioned this before when we found an issue of the Clone Saga. Marvel Editorial really hated this because they wanted Peter Parker to be single, and they wanted him to cruise around and like be single and date superheroines and be really cool. And so they tried to get rid of her a bunch of times. They tried to kill her in the 90s. They had her in a plane crash. People hated it, so they brought her back. They tried to get rid of her with the Clone Saga. And people hated it, so they did away with that. And then they ultimately finally did get rid of her with One More Day, which is the worst, in my opinion, the worst comic book storyline of all time. It has Peter Parker selling his soul to Mephisto. Well, not his soul. He sells his marriage to Mary Jane to Mephisto to save his Aunt May and conceal his secret identity once again. Just the dumbest thing ever. Here we have Thor number 1, The Hero's Return. This is a Romita Jr. cover. This was after they all died. And I can't remember the event that they all died. Maybe Onslaught? I don't remember. But they all died, and then they all came back basically right away. Garth Ennis. Old Rom. Pretty good condition. That's fun. X-Men Annual 8. Yes! Oh, this is my favorite Uncanny X-Men cover of all time. Look at how cool that is. This is Mark Silvestri. I love this cover. So iconic. I remember seeing this as a kid. This is at the time, they had a secret base in Australia. And here's Jubilee. That's what Jubilee looked like back then. And the Marauders, I think it was the Marauders, came and they crucified Wolverine in the middle of the Australian outback. Yep, there they are, the Marauders. Lady Deathstrike. I love that cover. Generation X. This, I think, is going to be one that my dad bought at that convention. He loves Dresden Files and really likes these Dynamite Dresden Files comic books. He's really easy to buy presents for. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Quasar. That's fun. Ooh, Return of the Hobgoblin. It's a cool cover. I like that. Spectacular Spider-Man. Super banged up Alpha Flight. This is gnarly. Look at that. Folded cover. Ripped up over here. Banged up Spider-Man. These were out of my collection, I think. Because my dad never read Generation X. Oh, holy crap. Look at that. Yes! Amazing Spider-Man 252. That is sweet. This is the first appearance of his black... What? Yes. Okay. This is the first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume. Super key issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. Look at the quality. Super nice. Oh, this is great. And we've got two of them. This is so cool, you guys. These aren't boarded. I need to get these boarded right away. And I need to take them out of the bags because I can't tell what's a blemish on the bag and what's a blemish on the cover. But how about that? How does that look for a thumbnail of this video? Unbelievable. 2 copies of 252. Wow. Okay, let's put these in the pile of key Spider-Man issues. This is such a great box. Oh, all this Spider-Man stuff. Fantastic. Jack of Hearts, who cares? Moon Knight Special Edition, sure. Why not? Some more Hawkeye. This is that stuff from the convention that we brought him to. Deadpool v. Gambit. More Guardians of the Galaxy. Some more Deadpool. Secret Wars 8. So this is where Spider-Man... Oh, this is a great condition copy, too. This is where Spider-Man gets the black costume. We've talked about this before in a previous episode, or a previous video. But this is where it first appears in the Spider-Man comic books. Oh, man. I cannot believe this box, you guys. This is crazy. Oh, just awesome condition, too. I cannot believe this. Ravager 2099. Key issue of Ravager. God, I don't even care. Gargoyles #1. You know, some of this weird stuff can be worth money. Because gargoyles are obviously, you know, there's a ton of nostalgia around them. I don't know if it is. I don't care at this point because we have, I mean, realistically, probably close to, not close to $500, but nearing it. We're close to it. Spider-Man versus S.H.I.E.L.D. It's fun. Hey, okay. I think this is a key issue too, although this one is not in great shape. This is Spider-Man 375, the final confrontation between Spider-Man and Venom. You can see it's all shiny and metallic because that's what they did. try to get you to buy more of these. And the problem is more people bought more of these. So I don't know if this is key or not. I'm going to put it over there. I think it could be, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to put it in the stack of Amazing Spider-Man comics. Here's a Justice League. This... What? Oh. Okay. I'm sitting over here trying to figure out why my dad would have bought Justice League 76. Because there's a flyer in here for superhero stuff, and that's a thing that you get at the Emerald City Comic Con, and underneath it, Amazing Spider-Man 300. Oh, this is the first appearance of Venom. It's the 25th anniversary issue. It is in pretty good shape. There's a ding, one ding on the spine there. There's a little bit of damage up to this corner. Everything else is pretty clean, though. It looks like it's double bagged, so my dad must have known that there was some value here. Whoa! I don't believe it. I do not believe. Not only what we found here, but the drastic swing between the last episode and this episode. Oh, Shadowland, Alpha Flight, who cares? Master of Kung Fu, Spider-Man, New Mutants 4, really chewed up version of New Mutants 4. I'm just trying to get through these last ones, you guys. I can't. Well, first of all, who knows what we find next, right? Spider-Man 1. The Death of Gwen Stacy, maybe? Dread Star. Power Pack 6. Invincible Iron Man 1. This is Bendis. Not worth anything, I don't think. Okay. Get these out of here so that we can stretch out and see. I mean, look at that alone. And then we don't even, like, we can put these in here, but we don't have to. This box, you guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's forget about these little ones for a second, because these are little ones. Amazing Spider-Man 252. In worse condition than these, I've seen these sell for $100 and $150. I think these would go for more than that. Secret Wars 8 in this condition, maybe 100, maybe less. I mean, you see this one a lot. You see this one, in my opinion, I've seen Secret Wars 8 more than I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 252. And then Spider-Man 300. Really tough to say, but like Okay, super sorry about that, guys. Got too excited. Didn't see that I was running out of space. I probably only talked for another 10 or 15 minutes before I realized that I wasn't actually recording anything. Yeah, Spider-Man 300, first appearance of Venom. 350 to 500. I've seen it, but in the context of everything else that we found at the end of this box, like, I don't know if we're gonna... And then two copies of Amazing Spider-Man 252 in this condition, in that close a proximity. Unbelievable. Which will probably be the title of this episode because I've said it 100 times now. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to match this again. I sincerely hope that we do. And from a personal standpoint, like, this is amazing. I never expected to have these comic books in my collection. And I never expected to have 2 issues of this comic book in my collection. So, I don't know. I don't know if it gets better than this, but I can't wait to find out. We are not yet halfway done with this collection. We have not passed the halfway point. And this is what we've found so far. I mean, come on. Okay. That's it for this episode. That's it for box 3. Next episode, we'll move on to box 4. Maybe we'll hammer out a couple more road trip collection videos, or the new parking lot collection videos. And we will continue our quest back into the history of comic book publishing. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me freak out here. And we will see you next time.